Good morning, Year 6, and welcome to our second lesson about Floodland, where today we are going to be investigating the use of flashbacks. So I'm going to be looking at you to retrieve information from a text, to explain what a flashback is, and to understand why a flashback may have been used. Now, it's very important for our English lesson today, you have read both, or you've listened to me read both chapters so far. Now then, did you notice how that chapter started with the subheading before? So it's before chapter 1 and before chapter 2. What might that mean for the rest of the story? Have a little think. We'll be talking about that more this morning. Now then, the first chapter has been set in Norwich. Now this is a city in Norfolk in England, which is just Norfolk is this area here, and this is Norwich. London is down here, and it's obviously going up to the north. So you can see where this is in England. Now, the author described the people as being left on Norwich. Again, it's a very funny way of phrasing it, don't you think? Again, why is he used being left on Norwich? Well, because it's now an island. Now, in this story, the sea levels have risen, and lower-lying areas of England have been flooded. So if you compare that picture there to that one there, you can see how this has been flooded. Obviously, it's a fictional world, which still looks like this in England. But in this fictional world, you can see these areas have been flooded, and it's the high areas that are still land. Now that means that a darker green, and the beige parts of the map, that's the hills and the mountains, have become their own islands. Norwich is now one of these islands, which is becoming smaller as the sea continues to rise up. Now, if we look at the flashback part of it, which is to do with your work today, some of the events described in the first two chapters didn't happen chronologically. The author's telling them not as they have happened, but we are using flashbacks. Again, this is a device that the author has used to describe some of the events from Zoe's past. Now, a flashback is a device where a character remembers or describes an event that has happened to them before the current point of the story. Now, this might be an event which has happened before the story's even started, or something that even happened earlier in the narrative, earlier in the story. Now, why do we use them? Well, flashbacks are an excellent way to fill in a character's backstory. The more the reader knows about the character's previous experiences, the more that they understand why a character might act in a certain way, or why they might have certain motivations to do something. And that's what you're going to be looking at today. So your work for today. Squares, you will need to order the story into story order, okay, as they were told by the author. You will then need to colour or highlight any pieces of those things that you've cut out that are flashbacks. Some of them were happening in chapter 1 and 2 right there and then. Other ones were flashbacks. Now, the author told us about them at certain points, and you'll need to maybe highlight them, circle them, make it clear that that one is a flashback. Triangles, you will be ordering the story into two parts. The first one, you'll order it into as it happened in real life. That is a chronological order. And how we were told it by the author. Again, identify any flashbacks, make it clear that those flashbacks, draw a little picture around them, highlight around those boxes that are flashbacks. Now, circles, you'll be completing an analysis of the different flashbacks and how it gives us more information and what it tells us. So read each extract and then complete the grid afterwards. Now, again, I'll be talking more about this and how to complete it in your morning Skype session, okay? But as soon as you have finished your work for today and you've sent it to me, you can then listen to then chapters 1 and 2, which are the next two chapters of the story. Again, they're available on YouTube, and they'll be released a little bit later on at about 11 o'clock. So as soon as you send your work, you can then complete them. Okay, Year 6. So we'll be going through that in a little bit more detail this morning in our English session. Otherwise, if you need anything else, please just send me a message and I will help you as quickly as I can. Thank you very much. Goodbye.